Hello everyone, it's your favorite multi-fan Amelia not Amelia here and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about some probably unpopular but probably offensive K-pop opinions. Be sure to leave a like if you agree with me, subscribe to join my little non-existent community, and comment your opinions. I'd love to hear your thoughts on everything. I know everyone says that their opinions are unpopular, but I'm pretty sure most of these are genuinely, honestly unpopular based off of the hundreds of opinions videos I've seen. That being said, I want to be brutally honest and like I usually am with my friends, so I'm not exactly going to tiptoe around everyone's feelings whether you like it or not. Anyways, let the dislikes flow in as we begin this mess of a video. That's the truth though. First time I heard On, I thought the song sounded boring and generic. However, it seemed like so many people were going off claiming they snapped and all of that. Sorry, what? I've never felt the urge to listen to On just because I can. It's not bad because I have it downloaded onto my phone, but I never choose to listen to it. Besides, the album was stale as anything. I've not listened to half of the Persona album, so that was my first time listening to some of those songs too. And even with that, from the whole album, there were only about 11 songs that I would choose to listen to again, 8 of which I might actively listen to, and 5 that I'd download. I'd do a full album review, but we're far too late for that, aren't we? No music so far has properly hooked me, especially boy groups. I've heard a lot of music, and I've actually been listening to albums, but nothing has got me too captivated. Sure, Dun Dun, Fiesta, So What, and Wannabe are all great, but the songs we got in 2019 were just better. See, I didn't mention any boy groups there. That's because boy groups have been off the radar this year, and I don't really care for any releases. Editing Amelia here, and I'd like to partially take back my opinion. What I mean by that is that I've now listened to Top and Slump, and my life has changed. I love the songs, and I actually checked out the anime, and I love it so much. I don't usually watch animes apart from Yu-Gi-Oh! Because that is my life, but I thoroughly enjoy Tower of God. Hell, Kun is my favorite character by a long shot. The second I saw him on screen, I knew he was going to become my favorite. He's so adorable, but he's still not as adorable as Sorshin because you can't get cuter than that. Okay, this segment was far too long, far too irrelevant. Back to the video. I listen to more female songs on average, but the male songs I listen to will most likely outweigh the female songs. Did that make sense? Well, maybe this year's just the year for girl groups and whatnot, but I can't help but feel disappointed with comebacks more often than I would like. Yes, I know line distributions are important, but it reaches a certain point where nothing can be done anymore. Ondo deserves more lines, Vivi deserves more lines, etc. However, listen to the Adios demo if you've not, as that proves my point. Thanks, but no thanks. People in the comments were commenting how they'd rather listen to that version because it was fairer. Yeah, I don't understand that whatsoever. Auditory pleasure is what I desire for music, and if the vocals sound messed up and don't fit in any way, why would I put myself through that? There's a difference between not liking how a line was delivered and the vocalist not suiting the line. For example, I don't like the chorus to Ice Age by MCND because of the delivery. On the other hand, Jisoo's cover of Clarity isn't something I'd like to listen to because her voice doesn't suit the song at all and I think she's straining far too much. As you can see, there's a difference and I have my reasons. Cute TWICE is where my heart lies, especially now that there's such a lack of cute concept groups in K-pop. I find myself loving all their cute songs more than the new sort of stuff they're doing. While Fancy and Feel Special were more mature, whatever, I don't get nearly as happy when those come on shuffle compared with What Is Love or Yes. Obviously, I'll listen to TWICE either way, but I can't help but wish that cute TWICE isn't in the pit with a gravestone already. ITZY choreographies aren't bad. I don't give a damn if ITZY have the most complex choreo ever and that's now the standard in the 4th generation. I don't give a damn that BLACKPINK's choreographies are easy as anything to learn. In fact, I prefer BLACKPINK's choreos because even if I know the truth is YG just isn't bothered to give them more complex choreo, they're nice and catchy. Simple to learn choreographies are good for many, but I don't mind hard or easy dances either way. Complex choreos always feel like they have to make up for the song or other aspects where the group might lack. That's not the case, but it very much so delivers that image. The reason for complexity is to attract the eye and all of that, but sometimes it feels like overcompensation.
Can't let you count my vibe. That's no.
And that's the hard truth. Stray Kids is my ultimate group and will most likely stay that way forevermore, but I can't help but see them going nowhere music-wise. After Woojin left, their music wasn't as interesting to me anymore. Not that it was bad, because I still love it. Just the other 2019 releases with Woojin are amazing and overwhelm their other stuff. Miro is my favourite K-pop song of all time, and Side Effects is my second, which shows just how much I love their music. But Levanter isn't a song I actively listen to, aside from when I listen to the album, because that album is a masterpiece played one after the other. Mixtape on Track is quite flat and flavourless, but that's just my opinion. I could make a full video about my opinion on Stray Kids music, but we're not going to do that right now.
Can't let you count my vibe. That's no.
While both are overworked, I love both groups, and it's weird to be comparing how much they are overworked. No one ever seems to talk about how much Stray Kids do. Recently, the gap between releases has gotten bigger, but it's still not much. Only music-wise, 2018, I Am Not, I Am Who, I Am You, most of the tracks also having videos. 2019, Clay Miro, Clay Yellowwood, Clay Levanter, Gone Days, plus all of the B-sides and B-side videos. 2020 so far, On Track, Japanese releases and re-releases. It's a lot and no one seems to care. Add to that how Stray Kids produce and write all of their songs. Obviously we don't know if they're forced to work this much or if they enjoy it. Either way, it's a lot and I want people to start acknowledging they're overworking too. Just because they're boys doesn't mean that they can cope with it better, as it might affect them mentally and none of us can see that.
Can't let you count my vibe. That's no.
This is more so personal preference, but TAEMIN has never appealed to me at all. I didn't like Move and it felt extremely dead and soulless. Want was definitely a step up, but not too much. The only reason I ever listened to the song was because I couldn't get that one part out of my head where he looked extremely good. That being said, I haven't listened to his whole discography and I don't plan on doing so either, so I might be proven wrong if I'm ever so bored just to listen to his B-sides. However, Holy Water is amazing and extremely underrated. Stream Holy Water.
Can't let you count my vibe. That's no.
Whenever I watch Unpopular Opinions videos or things I don't want in K-pop videos, this always comes up. Why does everyone hate drops so much? Some of my favourite songs have drop choruses and they're amazing because of it. Most of the English songs I listen to have drops and I love them. If I can play them without getting copyrighted, I will because they're chef's kiss. More drops like that in K-pop would, yes, make it more Western, but it'd be more creative and engaging to those who might not like drop choruses. But I don't think the EDM wave should completely die out.
Can't let you count my vibe. That's no.
At least ITZY's doing something different and are bringing about a new wave of groups who don't constantly sing about love and all that stuff. I've heard love songs all my life, so when I don't have to listen to songs about boys, it's a breath of fresh air. So many people complain the love yourself message is getting boring now, but I'm sorry, how are we going to ignore this? You guys are telling me we're ignoring this 22-song album titled Love Yourself? I'll say it louder for the people in the back. ITZY is not boring, and they never will be if they serve bop after bop. Leave the girls alone, they're literally young and you're already trying to ruin their careers and force them to change.
Stop it. Get some help.
And that was that. I know I'm going to get a lot of angry armies in my comments, but oh dear. I think I'm going to be kind of hated on this platform, but at the end of the day, it's not that deep. Thanks for watching if you got this far, and I hope to see some of you sticking around for future content. Like, subscribe, comment, and have a great day.